Good Tuesday morning, second grade. I loved reading your responses yesterday, and I loved how hard you all worked. It was really fun getting to see some interaction between y'all. Charlie, I'm so sorry you broke your arm. That's so sad. Hope you're okay. I can't wait to see a picture of your cast if you have to get one. What color will you get? Can't wait to find out. So, yesterday we read about Jack and Annie, and they had just gotten kicked out of the baseball field. And then they went and found Otis and uh, Olive. Otis and Olive came around and they ran into him. And they were like, well, that was a coincidence. And they were like, no, we did it on purpose. So we saw you change right between our eyes. It's crazy. So anyway, Otis and Olive took them to their granny's house. They live with two grannies and great grannies. Pretty cool. Or they don't live with them, but all the grannies live in one house. So now they're going to get to watch or listen to the game on the radio. Why do you think they're not watching it on TV? What do you think? I want you to comment below and tell me why you think they can't watch it on TV. Chapter 8, Safe. The small house smelled of fresh baked cookies and coffee. The loud sound of the radio came from a back room. Twins led Jack and Annie down a hallway to the entrance of the kitchen. A large radio sat on the kitchen table. Four women were sitting in chairs listening to the ball game. They were listening so closely they didn't seem to know that Jack and Annie and the twins had joined them. Jack heard the roar from the crowd and the band playing on the radio. He heard the announcer say, "Fifth inning, the score, Brooklyn Dodgers 1, Boston Braves 1. Number 42 steps to the plate. Come on, Jackie, we're with you," one of the women yelled. "Give us a homer, son," said another. Jack heard the sound of a loud crack. "Number 42 hits the ball," the announcer shouted. "Color catches the fly. Out!" Those second. Out! "No," the women shouted. "Number 42 hit into a double play. 2 outs," the announcer said. The women groaned. "I hope they don't fire him," one said. Everyone kept listening intently. Jack heard "out" and "safe" from the radio. He heard the bat crack against the ball. He heard the foul ball. He heard the band play 3 Blind Mice. Again, he wondered why this is such a big day for baseball. Nothing important happened during the whole game, but the women in the kitchen seemed to hang onto the announcer's every word. "He's up again," one said. "Knock it out of the park, Jackie," said another. "Go, Jackie," said another. "Hush, hush," another said. The kitchen grew quiet. The women leaned in forward. A couple of them whispered a prayer. Bottom of the 7th, the Brooklyn Dodgers are behind the Braves. 3 Dodgers, 2 Dodgers, and number 42 raises his bat high, said the announcer. "We're with you, son," one woman said. Jack heard the bat cracking against the ball. Robinson butts the ball, rolls up to the first baseline. The announcer said, "Stanky to third." The crowd roared, and 42 to second base. The announcer said, "Riser up to bat." "Bring our boy home," one of the women cried. Crack! "Riser hits the ball," the announcer said. "Stanky scores. Here comes 42. He rounds third base, headed for home. "Yes, yes," the women in the room shouted. "Go, Jackie, go," one said, clapping her hands. "Safe," the announcer yelled. "Safe," the women in the kitchen echoed. A couple of them burst into tears. Jack turned to Annie. He was confused. "What's the big deal?" he whispered. "Jackie Robinson, number 42, scores," the announcer said. "Jackie Robinson," Annie whispered. "Oh, man," said Jack. Of course. He finally understood. Jackie Robinson was the first black player allowed to play with white players in the major league. "It's official now," the announcer said. "Jackie Robinson has made history." The women hugged each other and laughed. Otis and Olive jumped down and cheered. For the first time, the women turned toward the doorway. When they caught sight of Jack and Annie, they seemed surprised. "Well, hello," one of them said. "Who are you?" "Jack and Annie," said Annie. "Our new friends," said Otis. "They are bat boys in the game today, at least for a little while, until the magic wore off," said Olive. The women looked puzzled. One of them gave Jack and Annie a big smile. "My goodness," she said. "You're the first white people that have ever come to our home." "Sad." "Really?" said Annie. "Really," said the woman. She pointed at a plate of chocolate chip cookies. "Would you like some cookies?" Yes, thank you, said Annie. Thank you, said Jack. He and Annie and the twins each took a cookie. Have as many as you like, said the woman. Then she and the others turned back to the radio. The Dodgers were in the lead now. Jack and Annie and the twins ate their delicious chewy cookies and listened to the final innings. The radio announcer reported each play until he finally shouted, "And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, Brooklyn Dodgers 5, Boston Braves 3. Everyone in the kitchen clapped. The Dodgers have won. The Dodgers have won this one," said the announcer, and Jackie Robinson has finished his first major league game. Chapter 9, The Oldest Fan of All. After he heard the final score, Jack smiled. Okay, now we know why it was a big day for baseball. Yep, said Annie. And now it's time to give the flat ball away. She pointed at the twins. Of course, he said. He turned to Otis and Olive. We have a special gift for you. He took the ball from his bag and held it out to the twins. No, thanks, said Olive. You keep it. You deserve it more. We have lots of baseballs, said Otis. You do, said Annie. Sure, we grab them when they fly over the wall at the ballpark, said Otis. They're all in here. Come look, we'll show you. Jack and Annie followed the twins into the shadowy room of the hallway. The room smelled of roses and lavender. Otis switched on the lamp. A really old woman sat in a rocking chair, seeming to sleep. See there, whispered Olive. She pointed to a basket filled with baseballs. We keep them in Granny Beck's room. We know they'll be safe with her, said Otis. Oh, said Jack. He and Annie glanced at the sleeping woman. She's our great granny, whispered Olive. She's 101 years old, whispered Otis. She was born a slave. Do I hear little children talking about me? The ancient-looking woman asked. She opened her eyes and smiled. Yes, Granny Beck said. And Otis, we're sorry we woke you up. I was just resting my eyes, sweetheart, she said. Who's that with you? Our friends, Jack and Annie, said Olive. They were bat boys at the Dodgers game. Come closer, said Great Grandma. Jack and Annie came closer. Did you see Jackie Robinson today? She asked in a whispery voice. Yes, ma'am, said Annie. Did the crowd cheer for him? She said. Yes, ma'am, said Jack. All of them? She asked. Jack felt he couldn't let her. No, ma'am. A few people didn't. He said. They all mean things. I'm sorry to hear that, she said. What did Jackie do? He ignored them, said Jack. He held his head high, said Annie, and he walked back to the dugout without saying a word. Of course he did. He kept his mind on the game, the woman said. He kept his dignity. He rose above what's mean and low. That's a good way to describe it, thought Jack. He walked toward the good, she whispered. Always keep your eyes on the good, children, and always keep your self-respect. Yes, ma'am, said Jack. Jack whispered to Annie, look. Annie pointed at the ball in Jack's hand. Writing magically appeared on the ball. The letters spelled Jackie Robinson. The twins stared at the ball in amazement. You have a ball with Jackie Robinson's autograph, Otis said. The ball with the name, Jack said to Annie. Annie grinned and nodded. She took the ball from Jack and handed it to Granny Beck. This belongs to you. Annie said. She placed the ball in the old woman's hands. Thank you, Granny Beck whispered. She looked at the autograph. I must be the oldest fan. Jack remembered the last 3 lines of the message from Morgan. Give the ball with the name to the one who knows the best. To the one who knows best the rules of the game. You know the rules of the game, Jack said softly. Yes, I do, she said. The old woman wrapped her wrinkled hands around the ball. Then she closed her eyes. Olive motioned to Jack and Annie. They followed her and Otis to the hallway. Annie smiled at the twins. Your great-grandma is, well, great. They all laughed. I'm afraid we have to leave now, said Jack. Thanks for coming, said Olive. Wait, I have a question, said Annie. Why are we the first white people to ever visit your house? Olive shrugged. I guess you're the first ones who ever wanted to. That's weird, said Annie. Not really, said Jack. There's a lot of racism in the 1940s. Was? Said Otis. You mean is, said Jack. Yeah, is. Said Olive. Yeah, is, Jack said softly. But Jackie started to change things. Is starting to change. Sorry. But Jackie Robinson is starting to change things, said Otis. That's true, said Jack. Well, thank you for everything. You two really helped us out today. You sure did, said Annie. Now can you tell us how to get back to the park? Easy, said Otis. He led them out the front door. Go to the corner, turn left, in about 6 blocks. Great. Thanks, said Jack. Bye, said Annie. Bye, said Olive and Otis. Jack and Annie ran to the corner and turned left. In a brisk air, they walked quickly up busy street until they came to the city park. They headed to the open area where they first met the twins. The big kids shooting marbles were gone. The girls playing jacks were gone. The man singing in Spanish was gone too. Jack and Annie kept walking until they came to a small grove of trees. They found the rope ladder and hurried up. Inside the treehouse, Annie grabbed their Pennsylvania book. They found a picture of Frog Creek Woods. Ready? She asked Jack. Knock it out of the park, said Jack. Annie laughed. She pointed to the picture and said, I wish I could go there. The wind started blowing. The trees started to spin faster and faster, and everything was still. Absolutely still. All right, tomorrow we'll read the last chapter. I hope you all have a great Tuesday. See you tomorrow.